These are the dice I'm going to be rolling every time at the start. Oh, you can't see where I put those. That's fine. And I'll be rolling more dice later. Get these dice because these are what I have. I have 3 physical, so 3 dice, 3 yellow dice, etc. The hearts are how many damage I can take till I'm dead. So we're going to start by burning 3 cards. You always do that at the start of every turn. That's how time progression works. And I'm just going to burn them somewhere else since it's not important that you see them. And then I'm going to explore. Exploring gives us 4 doors. And we can open these 4 doors to see what's behind them. So I'm going to open this door. In this door, we have a pit of spikes. So this pit of spikes is a trap, and I can either climb around it, which makes me waste 3 time, or I can jump over it, which is much, much harder. So to climb around it, I would need to roll, it's yellow, I need to roll 3 yellow dice, and have to get at least an 8, which is not hard for 3 yellow dice. However, if you look over here, because of this dungeon, anytime I'm on a trap, I also have to put a 5 over there, which is going to be hard. But I have to do one of these things. I'm definitely not jumping over the trap since I only have 1 red die. So I guess I'm just going to try this and pray. Let's roll the dice. All right. As expected, we did get enough to beat the trap. We did not get enough to dodge the damage and the time that we have to burn. So I could either put this 5 here and stop the damage and the time, but then I would take 2 damage. Oh, also, because I chose to climb around it, I do have to waste the 3 time. So I lose 3 cards from that deck, which is bad because when we get to the bottom of the deck, we get to the next floor. The next floor is harder. We want to get as strong as we can before we go to the harder part of the dungeon. So I'm going to use my dice. Oops, that was a 4. I'm going to use my dice to satisfy this, so I do not take the 2 damage and 2 time, but I don't cover this, so I take a damage and 1 time. So burn another card. And then we have damage tokens. So this game is a little annoying because these damage tokens show how many hits you've taken, not how many hits you have left. That's because your health can change over time. All right, so now that we've conquered this trap, we get to use it. What's the best way of showing this, I wonder? Maybe it's fine just like that. We can either use it as an item, which is going to give us another blue die, or we can use it as a skill, which is the armor crush skill that says I get a black dice, and black dice can be used as anything, but I can only use it to crush armor. That is actually quite good of a skill, but not so much early game. So I'm going to use it as another blue die. There's a max on how many you can have. Because I'm level 1, I can have 1 item, which we just got, and 2 skills. I don't have any skills. So we're going to start the next turn, which is going to be burning 3 cards. We always burn 3 cards at the start of every turn, and then I'll explore another room. So this room is a shadow. This is a fight, and I have to use a time. You can't read this, but I have to use a time for every skill that I use. Dang. The ability to cover shield tokens would be really nice here because I have a red 10 with a shield. And that is hard. But I can use a blue die and transform that into a different color. Well, I don't have to fight this fight, but I'm going to fight this fight. I probably shouldn't. I can flee the fight. And I never flee fights. Let's flee. So what I can do if I want is say, let's worry about this guy later. So put him off to the side real quick. And I'm going to start my next turn. Nothing happens. but he's still there, and he can make other things harder. Next turn, gonna burn 3 time. Explore a new door. We got an arrow wall. This is good for me. October. She really loves these tokens in these bags. She's getting close. All right, I'm gonna choose to use a magic shield. I have a lot of blue cards. This is gonna be great. By choosing a magic shield, I have to burn a card because it has one of those time icons. If you have your magnifying glasses out, you could see that. And yeah. Okay, so I roll my blue dice. I have 4 blue dice now. And hopefully I get a 5 and 6 more. All right, this 6 takes care of that 5, and that's 15, so killed it. We did really good on this arrow wall. So this skill, which you probably can't read very well, certainly not like this, I guess. Disaster. This skill says I can use a red die to prevent a heart. Unfortunately, my ability says if I use my ability, I can't prevent any damage, any other damage. So this ability is kind of garbage for who I am. Also, I have no red dice really anyway. So I'm going to use it as experience. So I put it over here. I have 2 experience. When I get to 6, I level up. All right, going to burn 3 more time, do another turn, and open up the last door that I have explored. It's a glooping ooze. I do think I can find this. I do have to waste time if I roll any 1s, which sucks, but I'm pretty well set up for this guy. I've got a lot of blue, I got a lot of yellows, and as you can see, he has a lot of blue and yellow boxes. So, decent rolls, it's looking like. The way that we keep track of these more complicated fights is you just put the die to cover the box. Great, so that box doesn't happen. Did I roll any 1s? I didn't roll any 1s, so his ability is useless. That's great. I would like to use my ability to turn this blue 6 into a yellow 6, so I'm going to put that to the side. Just cover all the other easy boxes. I could use... We do have to cover this guy over here as well, since we're in a combat. I can get the 6, no problem. I can get the 3, no problem. But I don't think I can get the yellow 4. I do have an ability that lets me re-roll a yellow as a red die. This 2 is not going to do anything for me, I don't think. So I will re-roll that as a red die. Great. Another 2. If I got a 3, it would have helped me out, because then I could have used my red 3 over here. But I don't. So, it's sad, because if I could combine these, I'd get the 4. But you can't combine them. What's up, Dan? All right. Oh, I'm wasting a lot here. This feels really bad. But I don't see a way around it. All right, I'm going to turn this into a yellow 6. And use that yellow 6 to cover this. Then I don't think there's any way of covering that 4. Well, there is a way of covering that 4. But then I can't cover other things, so. This 4 is the only box that's been uncovered, that hasn't been covered. That means I take a damage and lose a time. So, lose a time, take a damage. I've taken 2 pieces of damage. If I take 5 pieces of damage, I am dead. I do have a potion to heal me, though. All right, so I have conquered. And as a result, I get this. So this is one of those cards that will give me a health, more max health. And it would give me another physical, which is pretty good. It also gives me a potion. The potion says change 2 of your colored dice to be 6s. Potions are really good, but I don't like getting them early game. And it's really awkward that I have 2 experience because experience doesn't go over. So if I put this to 3 experience, it's pretty awkward. It is pretty awkward, but I think that's still the call. I don't want the potion. So I'm going to switch out my Pit of Spikes. I'm putting my Pit of Spikes into experience, so I don't have that other die. I have 5 experience now. Need 6 to level up. And I'm using this guy as an item now. So it's going to give me an extra health, which is nice, but I will lose my blue die and switch out for a yellow, which is all right. Okay. This guy is still hanging out. The question is, do I want to fight him? And I just don't want him sticking around forever. But here's the problem. I don't want his potion. And I can't use his item. I'm not going to use him for experience. I would wait. No! Hold on. I could use his experience, and then I could use the 2 3s to level up and save the 2 experience for next level. That rule has never come into play for me. So even though I don't have any abilities yet, and I usually want to level up after you have skills and items maxed out, I think I will fight him. It'll be a painful fight. But I think leveling up is nice. When I level up, it not only gives me more items and skills, but it also gives me a free black die for every encounter. Black dice can be used to cover any box. So leveling up from level 1 to level 2, big priority. So I think even if I take a hit, you also get a potion for leveling up. Even if I take a hit, I think it's the right call. So to start my turn, going to spend 3 time. So again, one of the downsides to me not fighting this guy earlier is I need to use another turn to fight him. So I wasted 3 time by not fighting him earlier. Was it the right decision? I'm not sure. But there it is. Okay, so I'm going to fight him. We have to burn time for every skill I use. I have my 4 yellow, my 3 blue, and my 1 red. I don't have anything else. I don't have a lot of options this early in the game. So we just have to hope we roll good. Pretty good, honestly. Pretty good. Okay. So we'll start with the easy ones. Wow, we actually don't have that many dice that match exactly, huh? I'm going to start by putting a few of these. I'm going to put some of them nearby, but not on the boxes I want to cover. Yeah, it's a little awkward. Because I want to still see what's below them. No, I can put this one on. And then I could use these 2 to form a black die. You can combine 2 dice to make a black die. And the black die is just the lower number. So this could be a black 3 if I wanted. The problem is this is a shield token, which means I need to cover this before I can do anything else. And if that's the case, I'm going to use my ability to roll a yellow die as a red die. So if I get at least a 5, which is unlikely, but it would be really good for me. Gosh. All right, well, I'm up to 7 over here. Oh, I use an ability, which means I don't think it's technically a skill. I don't know. I think it's probably a skill. I'm not sure about that rule, but let's say I used it, burn a time. It is a 2-player game, dork. So that was a bad skill to use. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I could combine these to make a black 4 to satisfy this. And then there's only 2 boxes that are uncovered, which is fine. Because my skill, I'm a paladin, so if I take 2 damage, every 2 damage I take is only 1 damage. I basically take half damage rounded up. So that's fine. It would be nice if I could prevent the time, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll take a damage and a time. Great. And we can use this to level up. So we'll put this over here. Oh, this is a mess, but just give me a second. I have 6 experience. I'm going to level up from that. This just goes off to the side. These cards are gone. All right, I still have this 2 experience points appear off the screen that you can't see. So leveling up, I'm going to flip this to the level 2 card. And again, I still have my 2 experience. At level 2, you can see I can now get 3 items and 3 skills. I get a bonus potion for hitting level 3, which I'm going to immediately use this bonus potion and heal for 3 life. So now I'm at full health again. And I still have that potion I started with as well, right here. Okay, so I can get 2 more items. I can get 3 more skills. I need to find some good skills. I don't really like potions early game. So hopefully we can get some skills and abilities before you get to the next floor. The floors get much harder. Okay, so good news, but also I get a black die. I get an encounter bonus, 1 black die for every fight, which is really nice. Potions are good later on, but the problem with potions is potions are single-use things, okay? Whereas items and skills you can use every single fight. So potions help you, but they only help you right now. Everything else helps you get more stuff. All right, so next turn, we have no more doors to explore, so we have to use our turn to find new doors, burn 3 time, and then we can explore 4 new doors. And now we want to open a door, so we will have to burn 3 time as well. We are getting close to the end of this floor, which is sad since I only have 1 card. I only have 1 item and no skills. That's why burning time is bad. Brings you closer to the next floor quicker, and the next floor hurts. The 3rd floor is the worst, but... All right, so... I did burn the time, and I can open the door. It's really annoying that we're getting a lot of 3 experience cards, because my character has an ability that gives me a bonus on 4 difficulty cards. But we're not finding any 4 difficulty cards. So what that means, that makes 4 difficulty cards earlier. I'm trying to fix the focus. We're not finding any 4 difficulty cards. So essentially 3 difficulty cards are just as hard as 4 difficulty cards, just not as good of a bonus. All right, I don't think I can focus this any better. I think this is maybe as good as it gets. All right. So this makes it harder to combine dice. Normally it takes 2 dice to make a black. Now it'll take 3. This guy is really annoying for me. Look how many red boxes he has. Look how many red die I have. I have an ability that gives me an extra red die, and I can use the black as a red die. So we're going to go for it anyway, because we're running out of time. We need items. We need skills. We need lots of things. All right, so we're going to roll the fight. All right, we got a 4 over here. We got some, man, I have been rolling pretty good. Okay. We've got a bit of a cheater over here. What do we do with this? I don't want to re-roll because it's either a 4 or a 6. Both are good, but I should re-roll, right? I should re-roll. There's no way. Maybe I can just like pound the table. It should be a re-roll. All right, what's the chances that re-rolling it's going to give me something bad, right? Oh! Oh my gosh. I always do re-rolls when that happens. I just hate it. Okay. Well. All right. We have good rolls. We have good rolls, everyone. It's fine. It's fine. So that one's garbage though. Okay, so we need 2 red 3s and then a sum of 8. We can turn this into a red 6. We can turn this into a red 4. Yeah, and then we're good. Or a black 4. All right, so this is a black 4 to cover that one. This is a red 6 for this. 6 plus 2 is 8. That covers this box. And then we're using our ability to turn this into a red 3. Because I can turn a blue die into that color of any color. So we beat this guy flawlessly. 0 damage taken. 0 time wasted. So this is good. So he has a nice ability. This ability lets me use a red die to roll 2 yellow dice. I also have an ability to use a yellow die as a red die. So essentially I can roll a yellow die, roll all my yellow dice, take the lowest one to turn it into a red die, take my lowest red die to turn it into 2 yellow dice. So essentially, not only does it give me a bonus die as a skill, but it also gets rid of a lot of the lowest ones. So we're going to use that as a skill. And then again, we're still only on the first floor, but of course things get more and more complicated by the time you're at the bottom of the 3rd floor. The turns take forever unless you have a faster brain than I do. Okay, so let's start the next turn. We're going to burn 3 time. Really getting low. We're going to open a door. And we have a 4 difficulty. 4 experience, 4 difficulty. We've got a phantom over here. Okay. So this guy is really annoying. Not only does he have high numbers, but his ability says, oh, by the way, my ability, because I opened a door with 4 difficulty, I can store a heroic die and I can use this black die whenever I want, once. So yeah, he immediately makes me discard all of my 1s and 3s, which means a third of my dice are immediately gone. There's no way of preventing that. Okay. So, I think I'm going to fight him just because that's how I roll. I've got a pretty good setup with a lot of my skills and abilities. He's really hard, high numbers, and an awful skill. We're going to do it. I will roll my heroic die. And yeah, I think we're good to go. We got lots of skills to use. I think we can take him. All right. Not a great roll. Immediately lose all of my 1s and 3s. Oh dear. This is a 2, by the way. It's not a 5. So, gosh. All right. Let's start doing things. I'm using my 2 to roll a red die. And I can use that red die to roll 2 yellow dice if I want. Gosh, this is rough. This is rough. All right, we got a 4 here, a 4 here. Those shield icons mean they have to be covered for anything else. We have a 6 over here. A 6 over here. We're running out of dice here. So it doesn't matter whether I cover this one unless I also cover another one. All right. If that's the case, this red 4 is not helping me. Right? Because I take half damage rounded up. So if I'm taking 4 hearts is the same as 3 hearts. Either way, it's only 2 damage. So I should use my ability to turn this red die into 2 yellow dice. Okay, a 2 and a 6 is a little helpful because now I don't have to waste that time. Now I can look to see if I want to move anything around. I don't think it makes sense to do it though. So losing 2 hearts on a 4 experience, it's not good. We got wrecked a little bit, but not as wrecked as we could get. I think we did everything we could. All right, so I won. You can't lose a fight unless you die, and then the game's over. So I can use 3 yellow dice to give me a yellow. Oh, that seems pretty good. I can use three yellow dice to get a yellow turn them into a yellow 5, yellow, red 5, and blue 5. And then one of those I can make a 6. So this is my second skill now. Remember, since we're level 2, we can have 3 items and 3 skills. I have 1 item and 2 skills. Again, I wish you guys could read this, but I don't have the camera set up for it. You know what I actually should have done? I should have used my webcam to show the game and the dot cam, because the webcam is much higher quality, and the dot cam to show my face. I think it's too late for this. The greens, like, are you talking about, wait, I can show it up here, right? No, maybe it's clearer, but so the green shield, that means it has to be covered before you can cover any other box. Yeah, next time. This game is also on Steam, but I didn't hear about that until I played it first on my own with my friend. Okay, and the Steam version probably streamlines a lot of this, right? You're doing a lot of things manually. Okay, so I'm going to explore. That burns 3 time. Dork's comment actually kind of works because I just said it was on Steam. All right, and we found a beetle. So normally I said you always win unless you die. But this beetle, if any armor boxes, so if any of those green shields are empty, I don't get any loot. That should be fine. It should be pretty easy to cover the green shields. So we're going to fight this thing. It would be nice to give myself another blue die. I would like the item here. I'm pretty confident this fight's going to go well. So, roll our dice. Can you guys hear this? This is a nice sound, right? lots of ones, but the ones aren't that bad. So one of my abilities is really complicated, and I'm a little sad about it. All right, I'm going to use a red die to roll 2 yellows. All right, and I'm going to use 3 yellow dice to give me a 5 of each color. Because that's another skill. The skill is really quite good. I can turn one of these into a 6. I already have a yellow 6. Actually, it doesn't matter which one of these is a 6. But I'm going to do the blue 6, since I have abilities that let me change blues to other colors. All right, and then we'll cover this. And again, you're supposed to cover the shields first. But I like covering the higher numbers first. I think I'm just fine on this guy. I think this guy's a chump. Yeah, and then we can combine these to cover that one. We could combine these into black dice to cover that one. So we cover everything with lots to spare. This ability is really good. That gives me a bunch of 5s and 6s. Nice. Okay. So I'm going to use this beetle as an item. Now I have my second item. Remember, I can have 3 total. This has been a very good first floor for me. Very good first floor. I'm pretty set up to do pretty well in the future. Okay, so my next turn, I need to burn 3 time. Now you'll notice that there's only 1 time remaining. So I'm going to burn 1 time, and as soon as the stairs are visible, every piece of time starts a counter. So we burn 1 time, there's 2 time left, we're starting a counter. If the time counter ever gets to 3, I take a damage and it resets. So I can stay here as long as I want, but I'm going to take damage for every 3 time that passes. So I would like to fight this monster. If this monster makes me burn a time, I'll take a damage for it. But I think it's worth fighting the monster for the loot, because as soon as the second floor comes out, all of this stuff gets harder. All the stuff that we have to do in every fight and every trap gets harder. So I'm going to fight it. Oh no, there's been a cave-in. So we can use our... Okay, so this is quite interesting. Remember, you get a choice. Do I want to dismantle it? Dismantling it's going to take 2 time, which will convert to a damage. But I can beat it pretty easily, I think. Climbing over it doesn't take anything to attempt, but if I lose it, I take 1 damage, because remember, I take half damage rounded up, and 2 time, which is another. So climbing over it will give 2 damage overall. This is a guaranteed 1 damage with the possibility... Wait, hold on. Dismantling it will be a damage for sure. And then 1 damage if I fail. So 1 damage for sure with a possibility of an extra damage. Climbing over it will be 2 damage, almost for sure. It's not 3, it's 2 because it's I get to round the damage up, or half it rounded up. So obviously I have 4 dice anyway, so I'm not going to fail it. Although remember, it's not just getting a 6. It's also have to cover this box. And remember, I do get my black encounter die. So I will try to dismantle it. By attempting to dismantle it, I immediately have to spend 2 time. I don't have 2 time to spend. That's 1 time, 2 time. These 3 time correspond to 1 damage. And now there's 1 ticker on the time. And I will roll. And that is a bad roll. It's a little hard to see because of the glare. I wonder if I can change. Yeah, I feel like that helps. But not helps enough, these dice. I don't know. Anyway. It's not great. So what is probably going to happen, I can't cover this 5 over here, which is looking very dark. I don't know where I want my light. I think I'll just keep it where it was. All right. I don't have a 5, so I can't cover this. So I just beat the trap, and that'll give me a damage and a time, which sucks. All of my skills, and I have amazing skills, they're only usable during combat. This is a trap. It's pretty unlikely that I wouldn't have gotten a 5. I think this is a pretty rare outcome, but it's okay. So that sucks. So I take a damage and a time. And again, I took 2 damage from this trap, but I can't round it to 1 damage because they happened at different times. The skill's pretty good for me, but I think I want to be maxed out on items. The skill lets me turn 2 blue into a 5 blue. I think just getting more dice is going to be nice here. I don't really want another red die as the thing, though. Maybe I do just take the skill. This will be the last skill I can fit. Yeah. I'll take the skill. Normally I like just getting dice, but this skill can be used on traps, but only blue traps. Okay. All right, so that's the floor. There's nothing else I can do. There's no more doors to explore, so that's the end of the floor. We shuffle the deck, and then we go on to floor 2. So floor 2, remember how every fight I had to do this for combat and this for traps. Well, now that we're on floor 2, I have additional boxes. So I need, for combat now, I need a red 5 and a yellow 5 every fight. For a trap, I need a 3 before I can do anything. All right. So I actually wonder if I could zoom this in a little bit. Like do it over here. Keep my damage here. I think it's the resolution that's the problem, but maybe it'd help a little bit. Okay. So I shuffle, but here's the interesting thing, right? I have 2 items, I have 3 skills, and I've put 3 on experience. That's 8 cards that are not getting shuffled back into this deck. So the next floor will have 8 fewer time before the 3rd floor, which sucks. Luckily, it's not somebody mowing my lawn. It's just someone using a riding lawnmower to get from one block to another block. So it's not like they're just stuck outside my house. And if they were, I could close my door. But it is nice outside. All right. So I'm going to burn 3 time as my first turn. And now hey, what are you doing? He just went from one side to the other side. Like he's not mowing anything. He's just using the mower to get from one block to another block. I think maybe he forgot something. Jeez, he's going to be back. All right. 3 time lets me explore, which puts out 4 doors. 3 more time to open a door. All right. Oh, I remember what I was using the space for. It was for the monster. Where am I going to put the monster now? It's fine. I don't need the deck here. That's where the monster will go. No, I feel like you should see the deck. All right, so I'm going to open a door. It's a wraith. Oh my gosh. Okay, this isn't terrible. But before the encounter, whenever I fight this, I must convert. Oh, it's an item. I must lose an item and turn it into experience. And I do want to fight this. God, or do I? I might. If I don't fight it again, it's at best it's a 3-turn penalty. I need some water. I think I can fight it. I think I'll fight it and just, yeah. Hey, where's my water bottle? It's a pretty good idea, Winja. For whatever reason, I don't want to do it, but it's a pretty good idea. All right, so I have to convert one of my items into experience before the fight. I can do the glooping ooze for 3 experience or the beetle for 2 experience. Now I need 8 experience to level up. So what I could do is put the 3 experience, and then when I win this fight, put another experience for a level up. There's no real benefit to leveling up. Well, actually, I am capped out on skills, but I do need more items. I think I will do that, actually. No, because I have a really good ability that's based on swords. I want to keep those swords. All right, I'm going to put the beetle to experience. So now I have 4 experience, which you can't see because I zoomed in. All right, and I still have this guy. All right, so I lose a blue die now. Okay. So let's fight it. Getting so many 3 experience monsters. All right, so there's 5 million things I can do here. I can turn a blue die. I can turn this blue 2 into a blue 5. May as well do that. I can use 3 yellow dice to do something, including if one of them I'm going to do that. I can use a red to roll 2 yellows, but I think the red 6 is just too good. Actually, here's something that's quite interesting. Is it just the way these dice are? Is it? Gosh, there's got to be a way to make them more visible, right? Is it only bad when they're on one side? I think it's just in general the ones are a little hard to read. It's like the focus of the camera. Also, here's an idea. I realized I did something a little silly. Instead of zooming in with this, right, I could just make the camera closer. That would be a better way to zoom in, right? Oh, it's a little too zoomed now. But maybe a little better. Get this guy nice and centered. All right, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So I used one ability. So here's an interesting thing, right? I like my 6. Is it better to use the 6 to roll 2 yellow dice just to get more feed? No, it's not. All right. Turning these into a 5 of every color. One of them can be a 6. Is there something specific that I need a 6 for? I do have a blue 6. I can turn them into a 6 of something. I don't think it really probably matters. I'm just, oh wait. Normally I'd say blue because I only need a 3 to get up to 9. Oh wait, I'm gonna turn it into a blue because but I don't have a 3 is the problem. I don't think it matters. So I'll just turn it into a blue 6. And then I have one more ability. 2 more abilities. I can turn a blue die into any other color, and I can use a red die to re-roll. Or to roll 2 extra other stuff. Really sucks to use 11 instead of a 9, but... And then the question is, what do I want to take here? 2 time or a damage? I feel like 2 time is better than a damage to take. This is interesting. I have really, really good rolls. I just don't have enough rolls. And the question is, would re-rolling one of those red into 2 yellows be worth it? I think it is. I think it is. All right, this may bite me in the butt, but I'm going to use this red die, turning into 2 yellows. Oh, yeah. All right. We got lucky. 0 damage. We destroyed the boss. It's not a boss, it's just a regular enemy. But still feels good. So we're going to use this item. Gosh, the skill is good. The skill lets me use it 3 blue power to roll 2 red dice. I don't think it's worth it though. I think I don't have enough blue dice, and I do have like a lot of abilities, skills that use blue. All right, so now I just get another yellow every time. All right, so that's what it looks like. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Let's go another turn. It's gonna discard 3 cards. Explore another door. It's a boulder. Because it's a 4 experience card, I get to store a heroic die. I can either slow time or run past it. This is sad because I don't get to use my strongest thing. But one of my abilities does work during traps. It can turn a blue 2 into a blue 5, which is very nice. So I'm almost certainly going... No, I am... Well, here's the thing. I'm going to be rolling 4 or 5 dice. It's not guaranteed that slowing time will even win. I almost want to just run past it, do the red check, which I will not pass. Just fail the red check, take 2 damage and a time, and save my heroic die for later. All right. Let's think for a second. Let's simplify things a little bit. If I use my heroic die, I need 8, 19. The 2 can turn into a 5. So let's subtract 3 and let's say I need 16. We're making a lot of assumptions. So I would need essentially a 16 to have no penalty. But no penalty is still 3 time because to attempt the blue thing, I have to burn 3 time. So 16 with 5 die, and they average 3.5 each. That's just close to a 50% chance that it'll even work. It uses a heroic die. It uses 3 time, and it's only 50%. That does not make sense. If I had my keyboard here, I'd pull up an actual probability distribution, but it doesn't make sense to use my black die to do the better option with only a 50%. If we calculated the expected value, that's why I'd fail it, Dan. I'd try to cast time stop and I just fail. If we calculate the expected value, I think you'll really see what's going on here. So, what's going on? Let's break out some piece of paper. We have 2 options with plenty of glare. We have blue, we have red. We know for sure, guaranteed, is that we're going to lose 3 time. And then with about a 50% chance, we're also going to lose 2 damage and 2 time. Because again, it's half damage rounded up. So blue has a 50% of 5 time 2 damage and a 50% of just 3 time. If you combine it all, you guys can't see anything here. It's just too much glare. Okay. Whereas red, let's say, gosh, I think it's literally a 0%. Oh, and this also uses a heroic die. It wastes my heroic. The red, there's just a 100% chance of taking 2 damage and 1 time. So the expected value over here is 1 damage and 4 time. And a heroic die. Red's the way to go. Red's the best for the... Okay, that's the same guy, but he didn't come from where he was. He went, so first he goes this way, and then immediately he goes back, like he forgot something. But then he goes all the way around and comes from the way he didn't come from. What's he doing? Just going for a joyride? All right, so yeah, this is an easy choice to me. Even if it didn't use the heroic die, I feel like this is the call. So we're gonna save the heroic die for later. And we're just gonna take a hit. So I'm gonna try to run past it. All right, gonna try to run past it. I get to roll 1 red die and my encounter die. Oh, this actually was very important. I didn't think about this until now. I do need to still cover these boxes. I got lucky and I covered the boxes, but that was also part of it. So I did cover the boxes, which is great. And now it's the 2 damage and a time as expected. So we burn a time. And I take 2 damage. If I take 2 more damage, I am dead and I lose. But fear not, I'm going to use a potion. I have one of these left. And that heals for 3. Now I have the boulder. Now this ability lets me roll a black die on every combat, which is really good. Unfortunately, on the 3rd floor, which we're not there yet, all black dice are decreased by 1 after rolling and checking other effects. Actually, I'm a little curious because skills are used after rolling. Does other effects include skills? I don't know. And I don't want to use 4 experience just to give myself a magic and a bonus health. I could use this to level up. Leveling up doesn't help me that much, but it helps me a little bit. Level 3 is not very important, but level 4 is nice. One thing level 3 does do, and as I level up, they go off to the side. One thing level 3 does do is it gives me another potion, which again, I don't really care about that much, but now I can have 5 items and 4 skills, so I can get 1 more skill and 3 more items. So we really need to start pumping out those items. Especially blues. All right. This floor is going very well. It's also going very slowly because I'm talking way more than I normally do. We're going to burn 3 time. Open another door. We got an ogre. 4 experience. I get another black die. Ogre is tough. But I'm going to fight it. The question is, how many heroic dice do I use? My skills are just so good. I don't know if I have to use both of them. I want to just use 1. And it's hard to calculate an expected value because I have so many things going on. So I'm just going to follow my gut. Just going to follow my gut. No, my gut says don't be greedy. I'm rolling both. Ugh, gross. All right, well, first things first. I'm going to use 3 yellow dice, a 1, a 1, and a 2, to get a 5 of each color and turn one of them into a 6. Super good ability. So one of these can be a 6. I'm going to choose the red one to be a 6. Great. I'm probably going to turn a blue 5 into a red 6. I don't need blue dice here. Yeah, I can use my ability to turn that into a red 5. I'll put that 4 here. Put this 5 here. I'm going to use this red die to roll 2 yellows. Ooh, a 5 and a 1. I need 9 on this one. I still can turn a this blue 4 into a blue 5. I don't think that's very helpful, but I'll do that. And I really should be keeping track of what I've done. Like you can put little dice here to show what skills you've used. I think I've used all of them. Oh, no, that's not true. I also have one more ability that is on my character sheet where I can use a yellow die to turn into a red die. 6, huge. The only thing is I need to cover that 9 still. Dang. So I'm going to take 1 damage. I can turn this into a 1 to bring me up to 9. I don't think there's a way to get that last 6 though. So I think I'm going to take 1 damage. Yeah, good thing I used both dice. Although honestly, losing this 3 wouldn't have changed anything. Because I could have combined the 6 and the 5 for a 5. Yeah, I've used all my abilities. The only thing I can do is rearrange things. I don't think there's anything that's only a time. In math, a very important thing is like, how do you find the shortest path? It's a hard problem, but certainly it's not that hard. All right, so does taking this off give me coverage anywhere else? And I don't think so. Like if I could take a time instead of a damage, I would. But I don't think I can. All right, this can turn into a 5. But that doesn't really help. Wait, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does, right? So this turns into a yellow 5. So that covers this one. And then I combine these to get 6. So yeah, now the penalty is only 1 time, which for me, I think 1 time is way better than 1 damage. So that's great. So 1 time to beat this guy. We take those. We take those for sure. Great. And now we have an ogre. We can discard. Okay, hold on. Hold on. We have a new update in this, a very important update. He didn't have the lawnmower on. He didn't have the blades on when he was going across. And then he turned the lawnmower on and is covering the whole sidewalk. Like he's going back and forth on the sidewalk. He's mowing the sidewalk. That's interesting. Okay. So the ability, discard any value 5 dice and you gain that many 6 physical. I don't need that, I think. I don't. Yeah, I'll just use him as an item. Really starting to run out of room. All right, so I get a new blue die, which is nice. Blue is good for me. All right, so let's burn a time, burn 3 time, open the last door of this chunk. It's a bear trap. Oh dear. We have one red die. All right. Well, I don't think there's a question on this one. I think we just run through them. Oh gosh. Yeah, there's no outplaying this. All my skills are just for combat. Well, sometimes you get unlucky. All we can hope for is that we get a 5 and a 3. If we get a 5 and a 3, it's a little bit better, but well, we're screwed either way. Hey, we got a 5 and a 3. So again, our damage is half rounded up. So we take 2 damage and 2 time. That sucks. Do I use a potion immediately or just save? I have 7 health. All right, just gonna take this as another item. Normally it's okay to only be spec'd into 2 skills. I've never seen that card before. So I'm at 3 skills and 4 items. Can I have 1 more of each? I could have also turned it into a potion, right? Potion would let me roll 3 blue dice. All right, I'm using a potion. So I'm out of potions. I've got really good equipment, but we'll see. Leveling up would be helpful too, giving an extra encounter die. But encounter die aren't going to be that useful anyway. All right, so we're going to burn 3 times so we can explore 4 doors, or place 4 doors. We're going to burn 3 times. And flip over 1. So we got a skeleton. If any boxes are empty, you have to spend 2 time. Other than that, this guy is really weak. So unless I get really unlucky, this should be a free floor. Or a free fight. And this might legitimately be where I get a potion from this guy. That's probably worth it. Okay, pretty low rolls, but there's a lot of stuff we can do with these. We're going to turn this blue 2 into a blue 5. We're going to use this die to roll 2 yellows. Great. We're going to use 3 yellows. To get red, yellow, and blue that are 5s. We can turn one of them into a 6. Ooh. I need a yellow 6. So we'll do that one. And I can turn a blue into something. And I can roll a yellow as a red. I'll roll this yellow as a red. Not bad, but not great. Now let's start placing. I'm going to convert these 2 blue into a black to cover this. And then these 2 into a black to cover that one. And we get everything. So yeah, I think we'll turn this guy into a potion. We could also turn him into a red die. But I don't really care about the red die that much. All right, so we can skip a fight now by using a potion. But again, since another potion, my other potion gives me 3 hearts, so we should only use a potion to skip a fight if we think we're going to take more than 3 hearts, which is pretty much never going to happen, I think. So I mostly just got that to get a new potion charge. All right, let's burn 3 times and open another door. Stairs are visible. All right. Okay, this should be a pretty easy decision. We'll use magic shield. We'll go magic shield. Just going to take a time, which you put on the stairs as counter. And then we're going to roll our blue dice, of which we have 5. And a black. And it should be free. We can turn this 2 into a 5. That one does work during traps. And then we'll place a 5 and a 3 over on the left. And yeah, everything else adds up to 6, no problem. Again, we could get another potion. Potions are good for when you get to the boss. And I have a whole nother floor. Is another blue die too much? If another blue die is too much, I don't think so. All right, maxed out on items. Until I level up. We can get one more skill and then we just have to go to experience. So here's an interesting question. Floor 3 is really awful. Floor 3 adds 2 5s, or a 5 for each type of combat, and all black die are decreased by 1 after rolling and checking other effects. I do not believe skills count as effects, actually. I think it's mostly encounter die that are getting nerfed here, and heroic dice. Because a rolling phase is a specific phase. So I think it's going to be hard, but I don't think it's going to be impossible. I don't think it's worth taking a damage. Because here's the thing, right? I can take a damage to explore another door. The question is that damage going to be worth it? I don't think so. Although I have done it before if I felt like I was behind and I wasn't ready for the next floor. But I think I'm ready for the next floor, so we'll go. So we shuffle. Again, everything except for skills, experience, and items get shuffled in, of which that's, let's see, 5, 8, 13 cards are not getting shuffled into the next floor. So we're on the final floor. At the end of this floor is going to be the boss. Again, it's 13 time shorter than the first floor. Although every combat is much longer. Okay, I'm going to burn 3 time to start. And then explore 4 doors. Burn 3 time to open one of them. And we got another noob skeleton. If any boxes are empty, we spend a time. Ugh, he's another potion. Potions are good, but I need abilities. I have 3 really good abilities. He's not worth experience either. Well, it doesn't matter. Let's just do the turn. I get 6 blue dice. 5 yellows, 1 red and 1 black. And again, since I went to the next floor, immediately after rolling and doing these guys' abilities, the black dice get reduced by 1. Oh gosh. Do. All right. So I don't know how other people play, but I play it where if it's a black 1, it just can't get lower than a 1 or higher than a 6. So that doesn't do anything. And now we just go to town. Can turn this blue 3 into a blue 5. We can turn this red 2 into 2 yellows. Great. We can turn 3 yellows into a bunch of other stuff. I'm actually going to use I'm going to use the black actually as one of them. So that gives me a 5 of each color. I can turn one of them into a 6. We need a yellow 6. So I'll do it to the yellow. And I can still do a couple more things. I can turn a yellow into a red, which I may or may not want to do. And I can turn a blue into a red. Now we can start assigning things. Oh man, lots of yellow 4s, no yellow 5s. That's a bit annoying. All right, I'm going to use a yellow as a red dye. Probably. Because I need a 5. It's a pretty low chance of working, but... Oh, neat. All right, we're going to turn this blue into a yellow 5. And then we can turn this into a black 5, this into a black 3, and we cover all the boxes. I hate that even like fights like that. This is like the simplest fight. It just takes so long on floor 3. Oh my gosh. So you get a potion or 2 experience. Yeah, we get the potion. Like, I can't get any more items. And it's not a skill, so I can re-roll all my 1s and 2s and roll a black die with a potion. That'll be really good for the boss if I keep it. The charge. Like, I'd like to level up, but it's 10 experience. If there's better places for those cards to go, we do that. All right, burn 3 time, open another door. I freaking hate the traps, man. The traps always get me. All right, again, no question. I'm going to disenchant, so burn 3 time for that. And I roll my blue dice. Should be an easy roll, but you never know. I have 6 blue dice and a black. I can turn this blue 2 into a blue 5, and we should be good to go. We need a 5, 3, and a 5 for the left column over here. So that's a 5, a 3, a 5, and yes, we still have way more than 8 left to disenchant. So it's an easy success, which is good. We like that. I can't get a backstab because I already have one. I cannot use this ability. I could replace one of my skills or just put it as experience. Or I can replace one of my items. I don't think I want to, though. Unless any of these, I don't know. I don't want to lose that max health. We use it as a... All right, this is putting this for experience. So I have 3 experience. All right, next floor. Burn 3 time. All right, explore a door. Another trap. Well, again, there's no real choice here. I think we just bash it open. It's not free, but it's freer than picking a lock, so I'm not going to think too hard. We have 5 yellows. Bashing open doesn't cost anything. Oh, this is a decent ability. Ooh, that's not great. So we need to use a 5 and a 3. They have the shield tokens over. You can't see the shield tokens, can you? They have the shield tokens over there, which means we can't do anything unless we cover those. So that's a 5 and a 3. We don't have a 3, so we need to use a 5 and a 4. The rest sums to 9, which is not enough. And we can't cover this 5 over there. Worst possible outcome. This is the same outcome as if I rolled only 1s. None of my abilities are going to work on this trap, so this is pretty bad. Just double checking. Yeah. It's really sad that I have a couple good dice, but I just can't use them for anything because of those shield tokens. Like I can almost bash it open. I just need 2 more, but I can't. Okay. Well, it's 3 hearts and 3 time, which translates to 3 time and 2 damage, which sucks. So that's 3 times. I took 2 damage. Nice. All right, so something to think about. I've been healing a lot as soon as I have 3 hearts. That's because your potion heals you for 3 at the start of your turn or 2 at any time. So if you're really in a pickle, you could use it in the middle of your turn, but then it'd only be 2. However, I am up to 6 HP, so I can take 2 more hearts without taking damage. And the question is, do I want to save that potion for the boss? Being able to reroll all my 1s and 2s and roll a black die could be really powerful for the boss. I think I might save 1 potion, but I don't want to save 2 potions. So I will heal up. The boss is going to be interesting. I've never gone into the boss with this good of a setup, but it's at the end of the day, it is all RNG. Okay, so what do I want to do with this? The ability is pretty good. For the boss, anyway. And I have so much magic stuff. Do I want to level up? I actually do think I want to level up before the boss. I think leveling up before the boss is worth it. So I'm going to look at my item card, see if there's a 3 experience item card I can quickly get rid of. And there is. So I'm going to turn this Wraith, which is 3 experience, switching it out for the locked door, which is nice because as items, they are identical. The Wraith is just more experience. So now I am only 4 away from leveling up, which I will try to do the next time. I think something is worth 4 experience in items. Yes. This one right here, this ogre, which does give me a health. I can switch that out to level up. I also have a skill that would let me level up, but it's my best skill, so I'm not going to do that. All right, yeah, we'll probably level up right before the boss. Okay, so burn 3 time. Open this door, which might be our last. It's a cave-in. I'm glad it's a magic. Okay, well, I'm going to dismantle it. That'll be easy. Dismantling it takes 2 time. I've got a lot of red dice, or yellow dice. Surely I can't mess this up, right? Oh, wow, the ability is quite good as well. I think leveling up is more good, though. Are you kidding me? All right, I need a 5 and a 3. And then all right, I did make the 6. I did make it to 6, but I can't cover this 5 over here, so I do take a damage and burn a time. Wow. These traps are killer. Pretty much every game I've played, the traps are way harder than the monsters. Most skills are only on monsters. You get way less flexibility on monsters too, right? Or way more flexibility on monsters, way less flexibility on traps. Traps, you can only roll 1 color. There's 1 class. Out of the 5 classes, there's only 1 class that has an advantage on traps. And out of the 4 basic starting abilities, only 1 of them works on traps. My starting ability is turn a blue die into that number of any color. Very useful. I've used it so frequently. Very good. The only basic ability, the only starting ability that works on traps gives you a +1 on traps. So there aren't that many traps in the first place. And a +1 is very rarely going to make or break anything. Although it would have saved me from a damage and a time this run, but... So like, that's definitely something that I've thought about and identified as well. Okay, so I'm going to replace one of my items. This will lower my max health by 1, which sucks, but it turns into a level up, which in my opinion is more than worth it. So we got this going on over here. Sometimes these cards get so close together, they like disappear and then you lose them. All right, so that's 10 experience. That's a level up. We're max level now, which gives me a bonus. Oh, gosh, I've been forgetting to subtract 1 from these black dice. I wonder how often that mattered. I know it didn't matter in that trap. All right, well, max level, so we get a new potion. We get an extra black die that I have to remember to subtract 1 from. And we're at 5 yellows and 6 blue again. Okay. And then I think I'm just going to fight the boss because I can't explore. So have to fight the boss. So we leveled up right before the boss. I do think it's the right call. I'm going to have 2 potions. Stuck at 5 items, stuck at 3 skills. All right, you guys ready for this? So the boss, the good news, there's good news and bad news. The good news is we don't have to do any of this stuff ever again. This does not come into play during the boss. The bad news is that this is the boss. So what this means, it's kind of hard to see, but in the big boxes, there's a skull token right here. And if you cover a box with a skull token, you deal the boss a damage. Okay? And if you deal the boss a damage, that's great. If you deal it 5 damage, you beat the boss. If the boss deals me, oh, interesting. If the boss deals me 5 damage, I lose. So we both have 5 health. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This boss has a special ability, which you cannot read. And it says, before I place damage, the boss heals. And the boss heals by however many skull tokens are visible. So covering a skull token will damage him, and it will also stop him from healing. My 1 red die. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So it'll heal on the second turn unless I kill it in 2 turns. If I cover all the skull boxes, I can kill it in 2 rounds. Because essentially, you keep fighting this boss until one of you is dead. So we'll assign me damage, we'll assign him damage, we'll go again, assign me damage, assign him damage, and keep going until one of us is dead. Can use all my stuff. I have 2 potions. I have almost never come into this with 2 potions. Okay, I've got pretty good chances here, but I've never beaten this boss before, ever. So let's see how it goes. We're going to start up by grabbing our dice. We have all the right dice here. Look at all those red dice that I have available to me. Yeah, without further ado, let's roll them. Okay, we got a couple 6s, but we got lots of 2s and 3s. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We can work with this. We can work with this. All right. I'm going to actually mark my skills. No, not with, I don't want to mark my skills with a damage token. That's going to make me think I take damage. I'm going to mark my skills with potion tokens when I use them because the number of dice matters. All right, so first things first. First things first, I'm going to put some 6s out. I guess that's the only 6 I'm putting out, huh? Oh, not right now, October. The boss fight's the worst time for you to be up here. She loves playing with the dice and with the heart tokens and the plastic bags. All right. I've got like decision analysis paralysis right now. We just need to start doing stuff. All right. So I'm going to use my 3 red dice. To get a 5 of each kind. I can turn one of them into a 6. I think I'm going to turn the red into a 6. No, I'm going to turn the blue into 6. Again, there's more things I could do before doing this. I could play it slower. I could think more. And honestly, I'm doing it wrong. These 6s are not the priority. Oh, well. I'm just playing. All right, so use that ability. I'm going to use this black 2 as this skill to roll 2 yellows. Ooh, good yellows, good yellows. Yellows are really important on this boss. All right, good. I can turn a blue into, I'll turn my blue 2 into a blue 5, which doesn't immediately help me. But I can turn a blue 5 into any other color 5. So, Dork's working right now, and he's not working from home, so he can't watch. All right, so we'll cover that box with 13. We need 19 for another box. We could turn this into 19 right there, a black 1. And then we need 13 for this box. That's 9. Oof. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I can turn this into a yellow 5. So that's 13. That's 14. Okay, this is very good. This is very good. That's 14. That's 19. That's 13. We cover everything except for this, which I will take 1 damage from because I'm a paladin. I covered these 3 boxes, which means we deal him 3 damage. We do that again, we win. He has 5 health. Again, me dealing 2 damage will not kill him. Because for every damage I don't deal, he will heal. So dealing 2 damage is really only dealing 1 damage. But if I deal 3 damage next turn, then we win. I've never beaten this guy before. I've tried 2 or 3 times. Okay, so we'll do another round. So that was the first round. I still have 2 potions. Yeah, this guy, there's no way we can lose at this point. 2 potions, and I can take 3 more damage. The 4th damage will kill me. Yeah, I don't see a way I can lose. Do not see how it's possible. Okay. So we got all of our dice ready. We're going to roll again. All right. This could be it. Okay, that's a good roll. That's a good roll. We'd like to see it. Again, even if I didn't cover any of the boxes on the right, I don't die. That's only 3 damage. I can take 3 damage, no problem. So all we have to do is cover the 3 big boxes and we'll win. So let's see if we can do that. We're going to do these things the right way. We're going to take this blue, this red 2 and turn it into 2 yellow dice with this ability down here. And I don't want to accidentally knock over a different one. That's a 5 and a 1. All right, not too bad. We'll turn these 3 yellow dice into a 5 of each ability. This skill, I'm going to make sure I'm reading it right. You use 3 yellow dice, and you gain a yellow 5, a red 5, and a blue 5, and then you make one of them a 6. I'm reading it right. All right, so we'll turn the red one into a 6. Get 5s of the others. Great. So let's just do the boxes. We need a 13. That's 15, but I've got enough to spare. We need a 19. That's 20. That's fine. I got enough to spare. And then we can turn this blue into a red using this ability over here. It was a 6. And we don't even have to do anything else. But you know, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Let's turn this blue 2 into a blue 5 with that ability. And let's just see what we can do. So that covers that box. Covers this box. We need 1 more over here. So I'll turn this into a black 4. Cover this box. Yeah. It's good because I have a lot of yellow dice. And it synergizes well with other things. Cover this 6. Cover this 6. So I am going to take 1 damage. Unless... All right, I'm going to use 2 potions. I'm going to use 2 potions. That lets me reroll all my 1s and 2s. I don't have any 1s and 2s. Look at the dice that I have. Because I got rid of all my bad dice with my skills. And I get to roll 2 black dice. And that's a 6. Everything's covered. I deal 3 damage. I take no damage. And we did it. We only took 1 hit on the boss. And we did have a lot of 1s and 2s last time. We could have used the thing. This is the best floor 1 I've ever had in any of my runs. My floor 1 was just so lucky. I got really good skills. I didn't take that much damage. Nice. So here's the real fun. say, yes, we won. Yes, that's fun. Whatever. But now, and this is going to be a little hard to see. Now we have this. Okay. So this is your character sheet, which let me change the focus. Maybe it'll help you read. This is your sheet that you use to track and you get experience. So I completed 3 floors, leveled up 4 times, that's 7, defeated a boss, that's 10, and I played on the default difficulty, which is 2, so I get 12 check marks. I can use those check marks to unlock skills. You always get the basic tree, and then you can choose one other tree. Oh, I didn't realize I unlocked fortitude. Well, I had a skill that I didn't know I had access to. Yeah, it does have meta progression, which is fun. I feel like you kind of need it because this is only the 2nd difficulty dungeon, and it's pretty hard even with a couple basic skills. Now, I think once you have all the skills, I think it gets too easy, but like basically what they tell you to do, right, is like see how many games played it takes to beat all the bosses. The Lich and the Minotaur are difficulty 3 dungeons. All right, so I said I had 13, or is it 12? 3 floors. No, it's only 3 level ups. I think I said 4. So it's 6, 9. Yeah, it's 11. All right, so I get 11 check marks. I feel like it makes sense to use 4 to finish planning. And I'll spend the rest to work on durability in the basic. So there is this tree over here, right? That helps you in traps. But it doesn't help that much into traps. So I feel like, all right, so I have 11. We use 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So something that's kind of hard to see is there's different colors. There's green circles, yellow squares, and red pentagons. So I beat a medium dungeon. If you do an easy dungeon, you can't fill the yellow squares. So I can fill, the green or the yellows. So I'll only be able to get that last skill once I start doing the hard dungeons. But you don't have to beat it to get experience. You just get a lot more experience if you beat it. You only get the difficulty bonus when you get to a boss. And you only get the 3 from defeating a boss if you defeat it, of course. But yeah, you could just suck and eventually you'd still get max level. But there's pride, right? You're going to kill all of them when you don't have that many games played. So on solo playthrough, I guess I've only lost once. And then presumably the Yeti, which I'll fight next, I can probably take down since it's the same difficulty. And I'll have 2 new skills because I had fortitude, but I didn't know I had it. So I wasn't using it. But yeah, that's fun. So it's pretty much a video game, just with dice that you can play anywhere. It's 2-player game as well, which is pretty fun. So like this is the 1-player character, but if you flip it over, you have a 2-player character with definitely worse stats, right? Because you have 2 people worth of dice. So I have one tracker for me on solo playthrough and another tracker for when I play with my girlfriend. We each have a tracker on that one. I'm trying not to play too much on my own because I want to do a lot of it with her. But I thought it would be fun to stream this a little bit and then share this game. Thought it might be a fun thing to do. So here it is. That's the game. If you have 2 decks, you can also play a 4-player version. It's on Steam. It really sounds like I'm doing an advertisement. I'm not. But it is on Steam. It was like 80% off. I think it was like $2 on Steam or something last time I checked. The card game itself is like $20 or something. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Nice, Dan. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll be busy tonight, but hopefully I'll do a League stream tomorrow. Take it easy and have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.